How you doing today? So, gotta do some work today. Gonna come prune some of these trees. These are citruses. Take a look. The doggy, he's guarding the citrus. And we also have a kitty cat that's standing by just in case we have any need. I was here last time, and last time when we were here, we mulched the bottom, we used rock dust, we used compost, and this stuff here is oak leaf. You've ever heard oak leaf mold? Well, this is where it comes from. And eventually what will happen is this will start to break down. This is the oak leaf mold. It's all in here. This is what it does to the soil. This is what we want underneath the citruses. It's going to take a while for this stuff to all break down, change the structure of the soil and everything. We still want to feed it, we still want to take care of it. So what we're going to do today is talk a little bit about pruning, some basic pruning techniques. Before you start pruning, you want to, first of all, have good tools. Secondly, you have to understand that you spread diseases by using the tools, by not cleaning them. If I went to a citrus that had a disease and then I came to this one and pruned it, this one would get the disease too. Alcohol works real good. I like using my favorite cleaner, citrus product. It's called Orange TKO. It's a wonderful clean product, doesn't have any petroleum distillates in it. Use it for a lot of things. You're going to find out that I do use it for everything. But you can easily go and point it in the right direction. See? That'll kill all the diseases on contact. Then all you got to do is just wipe it off. And you just do that on a regular basis while you're pruning. That way you make sure you're not spreading any diseases. You also do that with roses, any plant that you want to prune back, any diseased plant you want to prune back, okay? So here's a citrus tree. We were here last, we put the mulch and everything around it, we gave it a feeding. You see all this is new growth, all types of new growth here. There are some problems with this tree. That's what if you look at this leaf, this is a disease right here, see? And if you look real closely, you see the ants. The ants spread the disease around because they come up for the flowers. And if you look even closer, you'll see the little scales all up and down the plant right here. Little scales that are heard by the ants, which attack the tree. It's not on it's not on the new leaf. You see, these are brand new leaves, okay? But what I do see is another disease over here. And if we'll turn it this way, you'll see that one right there, see? That one right there. It's called peace leaf curl because usually it's predominant on peace leaves, but it's the same disease, the same problem. And if you was to look underneath it, you might see the diseases and the bugs doing that. Okay, so part of the problem the tree is having is that, you know, not being fed right and everything, the tree gets stressed out. If you look, you see the ants. The ants are pretty much, they're going up the tree. So before we leave today, we're going to actually do a little ant treatment around here to keep the ants from going up and down the tree. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you some spots that need to be pruned. Actually, this tree is really not doing too bad. If you look up into the tree, you'll see it's really airy. The main thing about pruning is this section right underneath the tree here, on the trunk, this whole area here, you see how it's been cleaned off already. You don't want to have a lot of stuff in here. The second rule is, if you follow the trunk, you don't want to have things growing off the main trunk. See this main trunk here? You don't want to have lots of stuff coming out from here. They all should be from all the secondary branches coming out. So this is nice and clean. See, it's all clean in here. Doesn't have a variety, all kinds of stuff coming out. So it's not really a bad case. It's been taken care of fairly well. There are a few dead branches here and there. But a basic rule of thumb, if we take a look over here, this branch, for example. So in this branch, you see that so anything that goes down, we want to prune. And then you always want to, here's a dead, right over here. See, this is dead. See, that's dead. This is dead. So you want to prune that. So in this case, it wasn't really bad. You just have to prune some of the dead things. See, that's just a weak branch. And when it's weak, it becomes diseased. And when it's diseased, it's perfect food for the aphids. And the aphids, then they make this nice nectar for the ants. So if you look in here, you see it's like really thick. So we want to thin it out from the inside. Get rid of all this stuff that's growing on the inside, which is not doing any good at all to the tree. So see, this is not going to do any good. Not enough light to produce. It takes a lot of energy, so you get rid of it. All these little ones underneath here are not going to do any good. This is maybe better, but again, it's going down, and it's not going to get enough light to do anything. So if you take a look, you'll see a lot cleaner. So we're going to eventually go through this whole tree and prune it off like this so it has, and we're going to do this in a series. I'll be back next week. We'll do a little more. So one of the things we're going to do today is do an ant treatment around the citrus to keep the ants off of it. Interesting enough, what we're going to use is citrus to keep the citrus get there. So I'm going to put a little bit, the amount, not absolutely important. You'll get to learn the strength, okay? Sometimes I use a bit of my favorite pennyroyal oil. If you have smell, this you don't need a whole lot, like that much, okay? That's probably too much, but you can't overdo it. So we'll close that. Ooh, pennyroyal oil. Canola oil. I can put maybe about half a cup of canola oil. Then we'll add some water to it, and I'll show you what I do to the ants. Okay, so here are the ants, and we're going to take this mixture, and we're just going to spray it right around the trunk.
Hold on.
So we're going to go like this, make sure we get it where all the ants are at. We're going to try to go up the trunk a little bit. You don't have to spray the whole tree. Just spray the trunk. Next time we come, we're going to actually spray the whole tree. What we're going to do is we're going to spray with a citrus, with a natural soap, some other kinds of things. So, see, this will kill the ants on contact. Let's go do the other citrus. And then what we'll do is we'll move this back like that. And then I'll spray the leaves too, so that the ants get the idea that we don't want them around here at the moment. So let's go take a look at the other citrus and see what we could do for that one too. Holy cow. They're there. So here we go. We're going to go ahead, spray the trunk all the way around. I tell you, if you had smell-o-vision, you can smell the pennyroyal. Remember, if humans can smell it, the insects will smell it 1,000 times more. Very, very intense for them. And then we're going to spray all around the trunk, spray over here. You don't want to miss any area. If you miss a spot, they will use that to climb up with. Get as much up here as we can. And then we go right around here, like this, and get this off. Put the leaves all back again, and then we'll spray the leaves. Next week when we come back, we'll take a look and see what the ants have to say about it. They'll probably be back after the stuff disappears. This will last for about a few days, then it'll be gone. The ants will say, well, must have been a strange fluke of nature, and they will come back and try to establish again. And we're going to do something a little more permanent.